Hello, everybody. Welcome to You Can't Tell It, Let Me Tell It. We're here today with our special guest, Coach Tim Jones, with True to the Grind. First of all, as always, we want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. Thank you, everybody, for just continuing to support us, continuing to just share this message, share the videos. And we're asking tonight that you continue to share, that you comment, that you ask questions, whatever it is that's on your mind. That when we talk to Coach Tim, that you feel free to just be open with him if you have some questions about what he's going to talk about. So without further ado, we're gonna talk to Coach Tim. And first of all, we do want to thank our tech team who's with us today, who's helping out, because it's hard trying to do the video, look at the questions, look at everything that's going on, and answer your questions at the same time. So we just say thank you for just spending time with us on tonight. So, Coach Tim Jones.
How you doing?
I'm wonderful. Don't be so nervous.
How you doing?
I'm wonderful. So what we're gonna do, we basically just gonna talk.
All right.
So what you're going to do today, we want you to just introduce yourself to our audience. Let them know who Tim Jones is.
Right. Tim Jones is a big brother. Tim Jones is a father. Tim Jones is a coach. Tim Jones is a mentor. Tim Jones is a counselor. Tim Jones is a leader. Tim Jones pretty much does it all.
It sounds like it. But one thing I'm going to need Tim Jones to do is speak up, so we can make sure that everybody can hear you. Because I'm loud naturally,
yes,
so it doesn't. No, you didn't say ma'am.
That's my manners. I gotta have manners.
I feel old when you do that, but I appreciate your manners. So you say Tim Jones is a mentor. You are a leader. You're a teacher. You are a gambit of things. Talk to me about the mentor. What do you do as far as mentorship?
Mentorship, I just try to lead certain kids in the right direction so that they're always doing the right things, because it's easy to get off track. So I try to keep them on the right path.
Okay, you're saying certain kids. Is that any kid?
Any kid that I see that catches my eye, I'm gonna help them. And anyway, if it's picking up the trash, like I'm gonna help a kid and tell them the right thing to do. Just in any situation, just always giving guidance when it's needed.
Okay, that's awesome, because so many things are going on in Richmond. We have, we just had two teenagers, 17-year-olds just got arrested for murder. We're just seeing an influx of things that are happening with teens and are happening with our kids, and then with the stuff that's happening in the schools. It's like, where is the guidance, and where is, do they have somewhere where they have an out, or where they can talk, or where they can spend time with somebody that's going to help keep them, like you said, on that track.
Right. And that's what I think it's hard in Richmond, because like it starts at home. Like, and if a kid isn't having the right guidance or leadership or mentorship at home, how are they going to have it like when they go to school or in the streets? Because most kids get off the bus and they go in the house for 2 minutes and then go right back outside. Right. So it's like they're around each other, but who's really the leader, or who's really the positive influence on the kid? Right.
Because parents got to work.
Right.
So they, if they're not coming back outside to deal with things that's going on outside, their faces in that video game.
Right.
So they need something that has to give them that avenue. So what are you going to do? What can you do? What do you do?
Well, we're back on True to the Grind. True to the Grind is not only just basketball training. I try to reach out and do the extra stuff for the kids, like take them for lunch, maybe here and there. Just have small conversations, just to see like what's going on with the kids' life, like what's going on at their home, what's going on outside of just trying to get deep into knowing that kid. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. But like I said, True to the Grind, I try to reach out and just help every child that I see, because like you never know who looks up to you. And a lot of kids in the area, like, they look up to me. But I don't like that them looking up to me as I don't like them put on that pedestal. Like I would rather them look at me as a big brother.
Right.
So then I could really like understand where they're coming from and understand their problems, because they tend to open up more when I like get closer to them and I can understand
all their problems. On an even level.
Right.
So how did you get to the point where you got to a pedestal?
Hard work.
So did it come, because I know you're a high school basketball star.
Yeah, I mean, that was in high school though.
Right, but I'm saying that got to, we all have a beginning point that gets us to where we are, where we want to be, because that, I'm sure that's what fashion your desire to want to help people?
Right. Well, my high school basketball, that's really where I started pretty much working hard and just getting that mindset that I have to really put forth the effort and the hard work to get to what I want.
Right.
So that's how I took that approach onto life. Like if I wanted to get somewhere, if I wanted to get something, I'm gonna have to put the work in.
Absolutely.
So that's what I try to tell the younger kids or the young adults right now. Like, just if you want to do anything, just really attack. And if you're determined, everything else is gonna pay off.
Right. And I know people looking at like, how is he helping anybody? He looks like a little child himself. but your experiences in life have gotten you, no matter what your age is, have gotten you to the point where you know that you don't want to see people where you were.
Right. Exactly. It's hard. I mean, it's hard. So you just you live and you learn.
Right.
You if you don't learn from your lessons, then what is it?
Exactly.
What are you getting out of it? And I learned from all my mistakes, all my lessons. I learned from everything. So I try to give that and give my knowledge to the younger generation, just so they can just see that someone actually really cares about them. Because when like my little brother, for instance, he knows I care about him. He knows I care about him. So when he sees me doing something, and I tell him, I give him some advice on any situation, he's like, all right, like I'll listen. And even his friends, like if they're doing something wrong, I'm like, yo, what's wrong? Like why you doing that? And if another adult was to approach them the same way, it would be different. They wouldn't even look at it the same. But being that it's coming from me, I'm like a big brother to them. They don't even like a mentor, a big brother. They just, it's like, yeah, you're right, man. Let me pick that up. Let me do this. Let me go help this lady bring this stuff in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like just things like that. It's literally the small things really mean the most to them.
Right. And young people are quick. Well, young or old, anybody are easier to follow somebody who's been through something or who is not trying to be better or be above them. That you're willing to just talk about who you are and you accept who you are. We have a question.
So, AJ Coley says, growing up, my mother maintained a steady job and she raised 3 sons and still maintained a constant involvement in our lives. Do you think that having to work is an excuse that parents use to not have to, support different endeavors?
Great question.
Having to work as a parent, if you see, like you said, she said a single mother, right? A single mother. He said a single mother.
He said a single mother.
Okay, my mom worked hard as well, but that's what made me go even harder. Like seeing her work just as much, just for me and my brother, it's like, dang, like I gotta work, so my mom don't have to work. So growing up like that, like you said, like AJ said, like if a mom is a single mother and she's working, she's trying to support her children. That should make her children that much hungrier to want to work, so that their mom wouldn't have to work as much. I know growing up, that's what made me really want to just attack the grind.
That's what same with my mom. My mom was a single mother, 3 children, putting herself through school. I watched my mom work in a factory, to try to support my brother in college. I went in the military because I thought that that's what I was going to do to help her, take care of bills. But it made me the person I am because at 12 back then, we had what was called the CETA program. We used to work 13 years old. Everybody going home with their checks. I'm coming home with my little check paying a light bill. Making sure that things were taken care of, and it gave me the ethic now, just like you said, that I don't want to see. I don't want to see me in a bad position because I saw her, as you say, grind hard to make sure that we didn't have to, stay in poverty or we didn't have to starve. And, we had a roof over our head. It might not be what we wanted, but it was a roof that didn't leak,
and I had other friends that didn't have anything. So it made me grateful for what I had.
More appreciative of what you have. So it's not an excuse. It's it's a personal decision that each individual, I think, has to make within themselves. Or are you gonna, use that as an excuse, or are you gonna get up and use that as your determination and motivation? Exactly. Okay. So tell us how you got to. So we have now. You got your mentorship, which is awesome because so many young, and it's not just for young men.
Yeah, women too. Young men,
and young ladies. That because everybody needs some type of mentorship.
I just like being like the big brother. Like it's young ladies out here that don't have like father figures in their life, and they don't have older brothers. They don't have older cousins. They need some guidance too. Like they need people to talk to. And why not just be the big brother to any gender? It doesn't have to be just young males. They can be
Right.
females as well.
As long as they know they have a safe zone.
Right. Right.
That's awesome. So how did we get to True to the Grind?
True to the grind. Wow, you took it back. True to the grind has been going on for a while. It's been going on for a while. I would say in college it all started. It started in college when I tore my ACL. My senior year of college, I tore my ACL, and I was pretty much like at the lowest stake of my life. I think I was depressed. I was going through stuff. I was trying to finish school, and my leg was messed up, and I couldn't play basketball. The only reason I was at school, other than getting my education, but I couldn't. It was taken away from me. A big part of my life was taken away from me. Basketball. I've been playing since I was 4. So I tore my ACL, and I would just sit and look back. I would go sit in the gym and just sit there and watch other people play basketball. So one day, it was a couple kids in there, and I'm like, man, forget this. Threw my crutches down, and I just started rebounding for them, like just getting their ball, like they're shooting shots, I'm rebounding, passing it back to them, and then I'm like, dang, those kids have fun. And when I'm leaving the gym, I'm just thinking like, dang, man, I can't even play. They have fun, but I'm good though. I'm good. So days go by, and I'm sitting in class, and I'm just writing in my notebook. I'm just like, true to the grind, I'm just writing stuff down. So I'm like, it stuck to my head. So every game I would play, I would post pictures on Instagram, and I just started hashtagging true to the grind. And the trend just started. Other people started supporting me, and they started seeing, because they saw how motivated I was to get back into playing. I would train hard to get my leg back in shape. I would train every day. I just stayed true to my grind. And I had the support system around me from my teammates and people that played other sports at my school, and they would always tell me, man, trust the grind, true to the grind, trust the process. I'm like, dang, like other people are starting to catch on.
Right.
Like, they're starting to come along. So I just stayed true to that, and I just kept going. And in this whole process, my leg healed. I finished my rehab 4 months before I was supposed to even come back to touch a basketball.
Wow.
So thank God for that. But true to the grind has been going on for a while. To answer your question, true to the grind has been going on for a while.
So what all does True to the Grind entail? I know that basketball is almost is your life.
Right.
It is your life, it's your passion, it's your everything. So how did it, what all do you do with True to the Grind?
I just try to impact as many lives as I can in a positive way. If True to the Grind if I see a young man walking in the street and I know him, True to the Grind gonna stop the car and say, hey man, you need a ride home? That's what True to the Grind. Like, True to the Grind is not only just basketball. Right. It's bigger than basketball. It's way bigger than basketball. Like the other day, for instance, I lied to you not. I saw a kid that I knew, and I was walking out of the store, and I looked at the kid, and I'm like, where you going, man? He was going through like a couple of some things, like with other people. But I'm like, you all right? He's like, yeah. You want to walk me into the store? I walked with him into the store. He didn't have any money. He just wanted to walk around and talk with me. But I took him back home, and it just made my day that much better, because like, what if I wasn't there?
Right.
What if I didn't walk out the store and see him? What would have happened?
Right.
You never know, like what someone's going through. You never know. So just stuff like that. It makes me just be true to who you are, and everything else will take care of itself.
That's really awesome. Because like you said, you don't know, what he was contemplating, what was going on in his mind. And you even, sometimes we see people that we know.
Yeah, right.
And we still walk past them, whether we, hey, how you doing? Not even thinking about, he dealing with something or she dealing with something. So I applaud you for that, because I'm not applauding you per se. I'm applauding the efforts and the God that's in you, that you're seeing something beyond what the physical eye.
Right.
You saw something that this young man needed. And you also do, as far as, that's part of your mentoring with True to the Grind. You do the basketball skills, teaching the skill sets and whatnot of basketball.
I'm a teacher as well.
Okay.
Substitute.
Stop.
I love it. I love teaching.
You look like a baby talking about going to somebody's class.
I'm a big brother in the classroom. Imagine if you were in high school and
you don't want to imagine.
Imagine if you're in high school and you see someone walking in the class that's younger, and that's speaking to you, and that's being all cool.
Right.
They tend to listen to me. The kids tend to they feed off of me, and I know all the males because of sports, And the females, they just follow just because they cool.
You know what, Paul?
They cool, but I love it. I really love
That's
it. And
awesome.
the kids look at me as a big brother.
As a big
I love
brother.
it, yeah.
So, and you're probably the perfect person to be a substitute or to be a teacher because you are able to relate to them. You're closer to their age, you're closer to some of the situations and the things that they've gone through
Right.
that helps you to be able to be more personable with them,
Right.
and make them want to, when they see where you've been and what you're doing, to help them to be able to get to where they're going. That there's no stopping anybody, because I think so many kids now, they limit themselves.
Right, and they think their dreams aren't obtainable. But I just want to give them hope. Like, anything you want to do, you can do it. Like, I tell kids all the time, I'm like, what's stopping you? And they say the thing that's like, nothing. And I'm
Right.
like, exactly. If you want to be the president, you can be the president.
Right.
You just got to you just got to stay true to what you are, stay true to your grind, trust the process, and you can do it. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. You just got to do it.
You got to believe it yourself.
Right.
It starts with self.
Right.
What encouraging words would you give to our listeners that may have some kids that are dealing with some things? Because I'm seeing some single parents on here from where I can see. I'm seeing that, we have some parents that have older kids, teenagers.
Right.
They may not, sometimes our kids don't listen to what we say as parents.
Right.
But they'll hear it from somebody else that has walked that walk. What encouraging words would you tell our listeners, and things that they might want to look for?
Look for in the kid?
In the kid, as far as like if they're troubled,
Okay.
that they're suppressing things.
Okay. The crowd, just be aware of the crowd that your kid or kids may be around. Because 9 times out of 10, the crowd that they're around are an example of what they're doing or want to do. If your kid's hanging around a bunch of athletes, then 9 times out of 10, he wants to be an athlete. If he's hanging around a bunch of thugs or hoodlums, whatever you want to call it, then that's 9 times out of 10 what he wants to be. So you have to just be aware of his friends and surroundings, because the kids that they're around now in high school, middle school, they're not going to be their kids. I mean, their friends when they're in college or in adulthood. So just be aware of the people that your children are around at all times. Because I know for me, I have a couple friends I can count on my hand that's been around me since I was 4, and they all know my mom now because they've known her since I was 4.
Right.
Because they were my real friends.
Right.
Like, they were really my friends. So that's the only thing. That's my advice from the parent to the child. Like, just know who's really around your child and who really cares for your child.
And the one thing I used to tell my kids, there's no privacy in my house when I'm paying my bill, when I pay the bills. So I see a lot of I understand you get a certain degree of privacy,
Right.
but when it comes to like the social media, it comes to the the phones and
Right.
the
It's a
Snapchats and all of this
It's
stuff.
a
You
lot.
need to know what your kids are doing.
Yeah, it's a lot out here. It's a lot, from Snapchat to Instagram, Facebook. It's a lot.
Because a lot of the and the bullying and all of the other issues, it's deriving on the social media
Right.
aspects. And if a parent doesn't know, now most kids don't pay their bill, don't pay no cell bill. So why is your phone locked that I don't know what's
Yeah,
going on up in your
can't get in
phone,
it, right.
or I don't have access to see what you're doing? And I think that more parents need to be proactive in seeing what your child is doing. I think like with iPhone, you can get, you can link into their phones and see what they're doing, and have the tracking to know what's happening to them.
See, right, all right. With that whole thing, I wouldn't say go as far as tracking.
No,
and
I
all
didn't
that.
say it.
I wouldn't say that, because let me tell you why. Because that's when the kids start going sneaking and doing mischievous little stuff. No, I wouldn't say do that. I wouldn't say go with the tracking and all of that. But just be in your child's life.
Right. Well, if
just,
you know if you have a conversation with
Right,
your child,
right, that's what I'm saying,
and
yeah,
right,
right.
if you are a part of that you know what's happening, then I don't have to track you
Right.
because the police or somebody roll up to me. No, he right here.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to be able to tell you where you are because we have that type of relationship. But then you have some kids that don't,
Right.
and that will do the opposite of what they say.
Right.
So I'm old school. Yeah, I'm gonna track you.
That's what, look, the old school way doesn't work with this new generation.
You are right. You are
It
right.
doesn't.
It doesn't.
These, look,
It
These
doesn't.
younger ones now, they're
That's why I'm
different. And social media is like, it's killing. It's a killer.
It is.
It's a killer. There's no more like, see, growing up, the way you knew everybody was at someone's house, you see all the bikes outside somebody's yard. You know everybody at this person's house.
Right.
Now, you look on Instagram and they here. You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's different.
Oh,
like,
you see the live videos
Yeah,
of everybody
it's
sitting up
different.
in the
It's
house, and I'm
different.
like, wow.
It's really different.
You
It's
know, and
different.
that's really the older mentality of me, because I'm like, you sitting right there with each other. Why y'all gotta go live?
Right. It's crazy.
But that's the new generation. That's
Right.
we in the 21st century, and we gotta.
It's changing. It's changing. A lot has changed. Like, seriously, a lot.
Wow. So if somebody wants to contract your services, whether it's from the basketball aspect, whether it's from the mentoring or just being a big brother, how are they going to contact you?
You can contact me by email at truetothegrind@gmail.com and Instagram as well, _truetothegrind, TRU, 2, the grind, and as well as TJones _2. You can follow me at True to the Grind if you want to get mentorship, any type of leadership. If you just want to talk, if you have a child you just want me to talk to, I'm here. I will do it. Male or female. Big Brother Tim is here.
I was like you in the big brother house. But that's great because so many kids do need that. I think is there a question or is that a comment?
There is a comment. If you are a younger mother and have an elementary school child that has a behavior problem and issues in school, and you're doing the steps of getting help and trying to help your child get better in his behavior, how would you handle it if you feel and see nothing is really helping?
How would you handle it? He needs a new mentor. He needs a new mentor. Because obviously the one that he has isn't touching him the way he needs to be touched.
And
No disrespect to the mentor or the counseling, but some people just don't
Connect.
connect with certain people. That's what I can say.
So are you making yourself available to this?
Yes, ma'am, I am. I'm glad you said that. Yes, ma'am, I am.
So if you want to have a meeting with Coach Tim and see if that's a match, please, he's giving you your information, and it has been posted on the link so that you can please follow him, contact him, and let him, do what he do. If it's going to be something that's going to make an impact in your child's life, if it's going to keep your child from being able to come in my office, which is criminal defense, then please, by all means, come and have a conversation with them, because we don't want to see them go in the wrong direction, because I'm seeing too many young children coming, and I mean children, that are coming into my office that are committing major crimes. It's not, the kids aren't no longer doing just the drug deals, the minor drug deals. They're doing murders. They're doing serious crimes that's gonna affect their entire life. So we want to do whatever. This whole purpose of meeting with Coach Tim is to make sure that we're getting kids an avenue. There is no excuse when there are avenues out here that you can put your kids. If you see them in trouble, you see them going down the wrong direction, then here's a young man that's giving up his time, giving up his talent so that he can be able to be an impact in your child's life. So now my child's 29. And I told her about your basketball. She was like, I won't follow him, I won't play. She's a basketball fanatic.
Yes.
So she's offered whatever you need her to do, whatever she can help you do as far as that basketball aspect.
Yes. Open arms.
She's there. She wants to help.
Open arms.
So I'm like, no, you got kids. But
Open arms.
and she was like, she's the kind of the mom and wife that will tow her family with her, so that she can make an impact in somebody else's life to do, and get her joy in the same. Because when I say love basketball,
Same
y'all
here.
too. Oh my
Same
God,
here. Same here.
love the game.
Let's get it.
So, all right. So we're gonna, if there are any more questions, if there are any more concerns, or you have something, if you don't want to post it publicly, you are welcome to inbox us privately. You have Coach Tim's information. I'm gonna let you say something now. I saw you ready to say something. You have our information so that you can reach out to them, because we don't want, everybody doesn't want to display their information publicly, but if you do, it's great. You know, we're not worried about trying to embarrass anybody. We're not trying to embarrass anybody. We're not trying to put anybody on blast. We're not putting anybody down for your parenting skills or anything. We just want to help people. We want people to know there is a young man out here that can help you. So I see a couple comments.
Any kids or parents wanting, someone is saying that any kids or parents wanting to know about the acting industry, to let that person know.
Okay. All right, that is Christina Miner. She has so that's something maybe the two of you can connect with too. She has a company called Remember the Face. And I hope I said that right. If it's not, Christina, just correct me. It's Remember the Face. She teaches talent, teaches acting, work with actors that have a desire to be actors, that want to do something with a career in acting. She has connections that helps try to put them in the right place. So maybe that's something you guys, you know, that you come across, that you all can do some type of collaborations together.
Nice. Thank you.
Alrighty. Think that was...
She's in Prince George.
Someone asked the question.
Oh, I can't see that. How far, honey?
Let's see who else we have.
We have Lucia Chris Woodson.
Where are you located? Mm-hmm.
Where are you located?
Richmond, Virginia. 804. Richmond, Virginia.
RBA. So, if you need them, I think some of them are in. So you're willing to go to whatever area that you need to. That's within reason.
Yes, within reason. Within reason, I would travel to you.
So we're talking about like Nottoway, stopping at Nottoway. So because that's the furthest. Then you got Nottoway, Amelia, then Prince Edward, then coming back towards Richmond, Petersburg, Dinwiddie area.
Right. Hey, as long as expanding and helping as much as I can, wherever you are, I will try to try my best to get to you. I will try my best to get to you.
If not, we will connect and try to get you to him.
Right.
And that's what Christina said. Christina is saying that she's interested in working with you. She didn't get to really hear a lot about the services, but she missed some of the information. What are the age ranges for the kids?
Oh, it's not an age. It's not an age range. It isn't an age range. Everyone can have a conversation. The conversation can help a kid's life, but it isn't an age range. If the kid needs help, he needs help.
And the parent's willing to allow you permission to be able to mentor their kid, then you start as young as, I guess, the parent notices there's a problem that they need to have it.
Right.
Okay. Anybody else? Before we...
Lucia Chris Woodson said she's interested. She's in the West End. She was wondering, will the services that you are providing help with her 11-year-old son's anger issues?
What triggers his anger issues? What triggers his anger issues? That's the important question. So,
Ms. Woodson, is there something specific that you are seeing that's causing, that you're seeing that's, as he said, that's causing him to be more angry at different times or different situations? If that is, then, kind of put that up there. Maybe he can put that on there quickly, or we can talk to you off screen.
Personally.
Okay. Alrighty. Let's see here. Okay, and yeah, she's basically saying anything bad temperament, and just from behind the scenes. If you have kids who are struggling with behavior issues, particularly anger, that is something that you definitely can always use a mentor for, but you need to seek a clinician, someone who is trained in assessment and evaluation, and I'll provide you with information about that.
Great. See, it's always wonderful to have multiple people behind the scenes that know their stuff. So when we come on, we try to make sure we got people that know, that we're having guests that have a specialty, and we have connections that we can put you with, because we don't want anybody to be, get into a situation and you're like, oh, he messed us up and he didn't do this and he did that. Nope, because you're going to sign a waiver before you do it.
Exactly.
So we're going to make sure that he's not being held liable for anything that doesn't go the way that a person thinks that it should go. All he can do is be there. All he can do is just, be the big brother that he can be, as far as that person will allow him to go. Do you have anything that you want to add to?
Contact me, please. Contact me.
Give your contact information one more time. It has
any
been
more
posted.
questions? Facebook, at Facebook, True to the Grind, TRU, the number 2, the grind. Instagram, it's the same thing. Just please contact me if you have any questions. If you need help about anything, just please don't be afraid to contact me. I will reach out as soon as possible. I have one more question.
Basically,
Thank you.
okay. Yeah, Miss Woodson said he does see a counselor in home and out, but she feel like he needs a village.
Okay, awesome. Okay,
Yes,
Miss
ma'am. We can
Woodson,
help. Thank you.
we'll be in touch with you. Well, Coach Tim will be in touch with you. We will follow up with you to make sure that you all have the necessary connections that you need and get things going and get things rolling. We want to thank you guys for just tuning in with us tonight. Thank you for listening and thank you for sharing. Thank you for letting other people know about the services that Coach Tim offers, that it is something that, as Ms. Woodson says, it takes a village to raise a kid. It takes a village not just to raise a kid, but to grow into an adult. To be an adult, it takes almost a village. You got to have the right people around you. You have to have those people who have your back on your front row that are going to have your back 100%. And that's what we want to teach these kids how to do, how to be responsible, how to be productive, how to be all that they ever desired that they could be without any limitations, and say, I can't do this. Or somebody saying, a whole lot of people, when we go into the prison system, they are there because somebody always told them that they never amount to anything. Well, we want to let you know that the devil is a liar. You will amount to anything that you put your mind to. Anything that you desire to be, you can do, as long as you put in the necessary hard work to do it. So we want to encourage you to just keep being keep being you. Keep being, tenacious, to just step forward and say, I can do all things. So tonight we want you to remember that no matter what it is that you're doing, just be true to your grind.
If you're not motivated now, I don't know what to get you motivated.
Thank you, Coach Tim, for joining us. You guys have an awesome night.